Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy M.K.S. Hope everyone's well, as I often do, as I always do. Um, Back with another video. I said before in my previous videos, I thought I'd talk about my plans for today, or A.S.A.P, as I said in the title, um, or the rest of the day. Unfortunately, quite a lot of it's already gone, but I hope to make the most of the day. Hope to make the most of the remaining parts of the day. As I hope everyone's doing well, keeping healthy, and especially those who support this channel. I hope that God will bless you. um, I know I laugh, but I'm kind of being serious. But yeah, so I hope people out there will enjoy this video. And I'm back with another one of my wacky lists, my crazy ideas. So, but hopefully they'll be exciting. I wish I could have more jokes or things like that to tell you. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at telling jokes, but um, anyway, I can think of is like, what's the greatest oxymoron? Happily married. That's but anyway, you can tell I'm not very good at telling jokes, unfortunately. But anyway, I digress. What did I say? I'll try and get on with the list I was talking about. Hopefully, this video won't be too long. I'll try and keep it short as possible. But the main thing is, I hope people will enjoy it and have a good time watching the video. So anyway, onto the list. Number 21. To recap some of my old ideas, what I was talking about, raising awareness about dyslexia and other related conditions, ADHD, autism, and so forth. And as I talked before about the patterns, the number 21 reminds me of 21 again. So like I think about things to remember. So I hope I won't have such a bad memory, because sometimes I have a bad memory, but I do sort of have probably even an excellent long-term memory, but a really poor short-term memory, I think. I can remember things from when I was like 14 or something like that, but I forget things that happened very recently, or forget to do certain things, or I can be disorganized. I think it's because I have so many ideas or thoughts that sometimes I forget regular things, or random things. But anyway, yeah, I was talking about human rights, how I'd like to have human rights in Asia, and also animal rights, compassion, Pan-Asianism, and things like that. And I'm not a big fan of I like history a little bit, but I'm not a big fan of culture or tradition. But I think for those who are interested in culture or tradition, I'd love to, as I say, these videos I'm making now are about Asia, about facts about Asia, the good, the bad, and ugly, and all sorts of things like that about Asia, and it's basically all about Asia. And I love people share information about culture or tradition, or other such things about Asia, any sort of facts or information, and that sort of thing. I'd also love to, whilst I remember actually, I'd love to find schools to support, or organisations to support in Asia, that especially like that support people from slums or orphanages that I know are trusted charities. So I know the money's actually going to go to help those people, even if it's just a little bit of money. I don't have a huge amount of money to donate, but I hope to donate what I can. Like I'd love to be in a position in the future to donate like £1 a day to some of these charities at least, or something like that, and encourage other people to do so, and set up GoFundMe's and crowdfunding and whatever. Or work with people who know more about that sort of stuff, and just generally I get people to come together, see how we can support those slums and orphanages. And shout out to Asian Boss. I'm not actually connected to Asian Boss at the moment, so I'd love to be able to network with them. So I hope one day we can network all the Asian YouTubers and all that sort of thing as well. But they seem to do a lot of good work in terms of supporting homeless and disadvantaged people across Asia, which I'd love to do. And they've done videos about single parents and the challenges they have in Asia, the stigmas they face, and that sort of thing. So I'd love to support those, and people with learning disabilities that I talked about before. I know I'm repeating a lot of the points, but I think just to repeat them till hopefully I'll make the most positive contribution and that sort of thing to make the world a better place, especially in Asia at this moment in time. And I'd love to write to like football fan channels. I know my punctuation is a bit strange, so I don't know if they'll understand my punctuation, but I'll do my best to like keep it short and sweet, and just say like I'd love to organise football tournaments in the future. I'd love to know if you're interested in doing so we can hopefully raise money for charity and things like that, and maybe like have different chosen charities, like say Arsenal fans playing Man United fans, and for each goal they score, the opposition has to give like £1 to a chosen charity or something like that, so we can sort of come up with some ideas together. And I know like it will have to wait till after the coronavirus is finished, but or maybe even like some people can like do football challenges in their garden by themselves and like on YouTube raise funds for charity and things like that. So I'd love to connect with them. I hope they don't think I'm like spamming them, or I hope they don't find my messages annoying or anything like that. So that's the balance between like not over like getting in touch with people but not overdoing it. So I hope I strike that right balance. 22, I hope to look at like how Asian nations can empower each other in the future, and how we can help like tackle poverty and corruption, crime, and all sorts of negative things or challenges facing Asia, especially for the poorest and the most vulnerable, and how we can help them, and help and to ensure that Asia's economies, I know they're like, let's say China and India till recently at least, were growing really fast. How we can help them to grow even faster, and how I believe dyslexic strengths, and people in Asia, if they learn more about dyslexia and conditions like that and ADHD, they learn that even though dyslexic or people with dyslexia or ADHD and might not be the most academic, they can still achieve a great deal. So I hope to promote that message, and as I say, change things like animal rights, compassion, networking together, improving relations, building bridges, and things like that, and how Asia can network together and also with the rest of the world, especially Africa. 23, as I say, I love to find all possible ways to fundraise and listen to other people's ideas about how to fundraise and what are the best ways to support Asia, and as I said before, not being arrogant enough to believe I have all the ideas or answers. And maybe someone could say you've not thought from this angle, but maybe if you thought from this angle, you can help more people. So I'd love to hear those sort of ideas, and how we can help more people. Again, how we can collaborate together and build bridges and help more people. As I say, I love to find schools that support dyslexic or ADHD or other such neurodiverse students, and how to help them to encourage their students to reach their full potential, and that people with autism, dyslexia, and ADHD have strengths that they can contribute. And again, support people from slums, orphanages, and all sorts of disadvantaged backgrounds, disabled people, and so forth, generally across Asia. As I say, also the poorest people, homeless people, and so forth. How we can build more housing and sports, and also fundraise for startups and help people from disadvantaged backgrounds to start their own enterprises in Asia. 24, again, I hope to build bridges between different Asian nations and talk about anti-imperialism and share anti-imperial ideas. And I love to share videos like which are like anti-imperial videos or reparation videos and things like that, and share the opinions of people who support reparations and that sort of thing. 25, again, sorry if I'm repeating a lot of these points, but I love to support republics, say especially. So I'd love to find out about republics in Asia, and also how Asia can host Republican events, and like how Egypt can host perhaps events between Africa and Asia to build a bridge between them. 26. This is a bit of a controversial idea of mine, but I hope to a lot of people might disagree with this, so I can understand if you disagree, but like I hope to talk about things that I hope God would punish or even curse, but not too badly. Like I hope to talk about that sort of stuff, perhaps, and like some of my pet peeves, if you like things I put into Room 101. For those who don't know, Room 101 is like a place. I think it's sort of obviously it's an imaginary place, I imagine, but it's where you put things that you don't like bad manners or whatever it is that you find irritating. But I'd love to talk about what I put into Room 101, and also like reparations for Asian nations that have been colonized, like Iraq, Vietnam, possibly even China. Even though there's lots of things I disagree with about China, I still think they could be reparated for things like prejudices they faced, and also Hong Kong being annexed, or whatever you call it, that sort of thing. And how many people say India was like looted trillions of pounds. So to me, it's like justice, and I think everyone wants justice if it's something that's done against them, if you know what I mean. 27. Again, whatever I don't do today, I hope to do in the future. I also hope to think about who I would reward and who I'd love God to bless or reward and things like that. Ask God to bless and reward. 28. Um, I hope these situations like the coronavirus and other negative situations like global warming or whatever other situations will, and perhaps the discrimination that people from Asia have faced, what I call make it positive from a negative. So from those negatives, it will bring people together from across Asia and create a positive out of it by building bridges and things like that. 29, again, I hope to encourage as many people as possible to support Asia, including people of colour and mixed race people, especially part Asian people like Eurasians or Blasians or people like that. And 30, as ever, I'd love to hear from you. And sorry if this video is a bit long. Sorry if I stuttered with a few of my ideas or repeated quite a few of them, but I'd love to know what you think. Any feedback welcome, like any suggestions or ideas. I'd love to ask, like, what sort of things do you think would benefit Asia and build Pan-Asianism and bridges between Asian nations? What are the best ways to support Asian projects, like people from slums, orphanages, and people with special needs? And how do I approach organisations like Made by Dyslexia or the Dyslexic Advantage, organisations like that can talk about the positive sides of dyslexia and can raise awareness in Asian nations which might not know that much about dyslexia or ADHD or conditions like that. Just love to hear your general opinions and feedback. So I hope this wasn't too bad. And if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Peace and love.